name's Cynthia Stein-Barrett. I am a clinical social worker, yoga instructor, and massage therapist. And I wanted to talk with you today about a new program that I'm developing called Warrior Families Civilian Soldier Wellness Program. I'm with the Healing Circle Center and we're in Garland, Texas. So I just wanted to tell you briefly about this program. It's a very important program for people who have had trauma and who are in the midst of trauma. You know, coping in a crisis is like being in a storm. You've got all the wherewithal, but the gears just don't mesh. The autonomic nervous system, which is our protective nervous system, is on high gear, and it just is disconnected from the executive functioning. That's what it's like when a person is in trauma. Today I'll talk just real briefly about some biological aspects that affected through trauma, statistics, and holistic ways in order to heal and come back to the self. The autonomic nervous system, or ANS, is part of the peripheral nervous system, which is the system that goes through the body and connects with senses. So we have the sense of pressure, of heat, of temperature. We've got the listening, we've got sound, we've got smell, we've got sight and taste, and the sixth sense as well. And all this material of information as data comes in through the body into the central nervous system, which is the second neurological system that we have. Central nervous system then takes this information and processes it, sends it up to the brain, says, hey, this is happening, that's happening. The brain says, okay, do this. Well, part of that is the autonomic nervous system. Now this is, you probably know about it, that it's our nature's way of protecting ourselves. And we either get angry and stand up to fight, or we get frightened and we run away, or we freeze, or we even pretend that we're dead in order to think about how to escape. So this is a system that works through the body. It's not even really cognitively aware. People are not really aware of what's going on. They're just on alert. So, the soldier is not the only one who is affected with trauma. Secondary trauma is a term that's used for people like spouses or partners or children who are affected by the trauma by living in close proximity. They're sort of entrained. In energetic parlance, that's what that would be, entrainment. So something or someone that has very strong vibration, very strong sense about them. The others take it on and are entrained. So they also have those kind of symptoms. There's also a neurological aspect called mirror neurons that we have. And these mirror neurons are things that help us learn. So it's a monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. When you have a baby and you smile, they smile, you smile. Or you learn how to do something, you say, show me. And when someone shows you, then you can learn that way through these mirror neurons. So these are some of the effects that are going on with trauma. In doing some research, I noticed that in 2010, it was noted through USA Today that for the first time, the number of hospitalizations for mental disorders were ranked higher than those for injuries or pregnancies. And a study published in the March issue of journal Injury Prevention found that the number of U.S. military suicides rose 80% from between 2004 and 2008, and right now is 2012. And a recent study that was noted in Newsweek magazine was that women veterans are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than their civilian sisters. And they do it with guns. So really, guns do kill. Bessel van der Kolk is a psychiatrist and a researcher, and he is at the head of the class, a leader in the trauma therapy field. And his research underscores that trauma has the roots of its debilitation in the body, and that's this autonomic nervous system. Excuse me. State-dependent learning is a phase that's coined also by another therapist who is a hypnotherapist. His name is Ernest Rossi. And state-dependent learning means that there are chemicals in the body that are evident at a time of learning or at a time of stress, at a time of high emotion. And these chemicals maintain themselves in the body, so they can come out any old time. And that's really kind of what happens with trauma and traumatic vision or flashbacks, that trauma is not really categorized in the mind like normal memories. So you might have a folder that has all sorts of information about it given a certain experience. You know, for instance, women are nice, I feel safe with women, so that goes in this folder. My mother was nice, girlfriends are nice, everybody's nice, nice teachers. Feel secure and safe with women. That goes in one place. A trauma, though, because the executive function is disengaged, the body is just in either fight or flight or freeze, these images, these sensations, these chemicals come in and they're all over the place. They don't sit in a folder nice and neatly. And so they can be triggered through sense of smell, through vision, through time of day, through anything that can be, maybe even when someone's tired or hungry or dirty, or they sense metal, or all sorts of different experiences can bring up this flashback. What happens is that the hypothalamus, which switches on and off, or this autonomic system switches on and off, and it just stays on. So there are ways in order to help it unswitch. The heart of the matter is to assist person in being present and let the trauma be there and the person be here, and not be the person out in the trauma where the mind wants to take them. So yoga, meditation, massage, acupuncture, and psychodrama are considered complementary and alternative therapies. In trauma-informed yoga, people are asked to feel and experience their bodies right here and right now. And it's a slow process, and it's an internalized process. They're helped to cultivate the witness. This is like the observing ego. This is another part of the self that's able to watch and to be present without getting all caught up in the memory. In psychodrama, we also see that people have different role parts. We're in the mirroring that we have of the people around us, we gain a sense of ourselves, and we can be different, right? So we're different as a teacher, and we're different as a lover, we're different as a soldier, we're different as a parent, we're different as a friend, so, or as an uncle, or as an aunt, as a sister, as a brother. All these different parts of us come out when we have different relationships. And one of the relationships that the veteran had with his buddy or her buddy was to be there for them and to get their back, to make sure that they were safe. And when someone dies out in the field, intense guilt happens, and that the person, why survivor's guilt, why wasn't I able to prevent this? Why didn't I die? I should have died instead of him. He took my place, blah, blah, blah. So the part of the veteran who's home now is not really totally home now. And that role part of themselves, part of their soul is split off and is back still in the field. So part of psychodrama is helping to bring that person back in a loving way and to still help them keep the spirit of their lost one safe while they come home. Narrative therapy, journaling, assists the mind in organizing the event. So now it's the cognitive functioning coming back in. Meditation offers a way for someone to release and relax their mind. It's training to control themselves again, control their emotions. Breathing techniques, this has been used for thousands and thousands of years in order to assist people in releasing the negative thoughts, in releasing their tension in the body, and also stimulating the nervous system. So that, on a chemical level, on a biological level, assists the person. Massage certainly brings a person back to their bodies and can learn safe touch again, and cognitive work helps in the realignment of the story, of what's happened, what isn't happening, and how a person feels about themselves. So other modalities in helping someone become more in tune with social beings and rhythms, being able to be out with others, like drumming or kickboxing or dancing or singing together. So these are social things that can assist as well. So it takes a lot of energy to be a soldier and a warrior. You can't see it, but you know when you have it, and you know when you don't have it. And energy can be chaotic, like a loose cannon. It can be clear and sharp, like a laser. Or it can be very protective, loving, and soft, like a quiet lake. And in trauma, the lake has a lot of movement in it. And there's distortions. So we want to bring the mind back to a quiet place, to this inner reflection that is deep and clear. So retraining the body and the mind is kind of the missing link. With journaling, specialized yoga, meditation, breathing, psychodrama, we can realign, reconnect, and reset the on-off switch of the hypothalamus. Leaving the battlefield behind, reconnecting with the whole self, transforming the soldier with all the resilience and the courage and the conviction inside, helping to transform and form and move both the soldier and the family into a place of love, into a place of new purposeful life and living triumphantly. So I hope that we're able to speak. You can find a little bit more information on www.healingcirclecenter.org. And my name again is Sylvia. I thank you so much for listening.